This is Ors, the old guy from www.oldguytalks.com, talking to you about politics and what's going on here in the last week. Well, Rachel Maddow managed to serve up a big nothing burger. As a matter of fact, it eclipsed the previous champion nothing burger held by Geraldo Rivera when he did that whole thing about Al Capone's safe. Remember that? Some of you are way too young to remember that, but I remember that. That was the biggest scam to get you to keep turning it on. But she managed to eclipse that. What we found out, Donald Trump paid over 25% in taxes, much more than the 19% Obama paid, and doubling what Bernie paid at 13%. Bernie, practice what you preach. Maybe sell one of those houses, one of those beach houses you have, and make it up to the 20s, maybe the low 20s, that'd be good. You know, this is typical liberal. They don't practice what they preach. They tell you how to live your life, how to do things, but they don't practice what they preach. That's right. Now, snowflake training comes early in Folsom, California. That's right, folks. Snowflake training. Principal David Frankel, grade school principal, has banned, get this folks, banned the playing of tag. That's right, tag. Because according to one student, he said that they touch too hard. They touch too hard. Whoa, man, I didn't know that tag was such a violent sport. Well, dude, David, I think you probably suffer from low T, and you need to get that tested. And I can tell you one thing for sure, I'll bet dollars to donuts, that there is no shortage of participation trophies at that school. I bet you, yep, they give them out all the time. So Rand Paul, talking about Obamacare. Rand Paul's keeping the pressure on, and I think he needs to continue to do that. Now, there's all these things about what you can get passed and reconciliation, and then it comes over to the Senate, you need 60 votes and all that. No, we don't want to send something over that the Senate's not going to approve because it's too much repeal. Well, how about this as a political strategy? Pass what you want in the House. Send it over to the Senate and see what happens. There are a lot of Democrats up for re-election in 2018. You don't think you could peel off 8 of them or 9 of them? Self-preservation, that's what they're gonna be thinking about, baby. Self-preservation. And, and if they don't vote for it, the president gets on that plane and starts campaigning. That's right. And work his way up to a supermajority in the Senate. Just so obvious. I mean, why don't they do that? But, and the truth of the matter is, if it gets shot down in the Senate, they go back to the watered down version and say, hey, this is the best we could do. This is the best we can do because the Democrats were obstructionists. It only makes sense. But you know what? Sometimes those people are just have no common sense and don't have any balls either. So that's it. This is particularly troubling because I think we're going to be seeing more and more of this. You may remember former Attorney General Loretta Lynch called for blood in the streets. And this week she got it. Michael Savage, radio talk show host, was attacked in a restaurant in public. Now, folks, this was not an accident. This did not happen. This was planned. This was an ambush that was planned by an agitator. Probably, I don't have any proof, but I'm going to say probably Soros funded in some way. But this was a planned attack on a conservative radio talk show host. Expect to see more of this. And it's not just going to happen against prominent personalities. It happens all the time against people out there supporting Trump at various rallies and things like that. So this is going to continue on, and you can expect to see more and more of this, and it is not going to be reported as it should be in the lame street media. So, finally, I love it when the president gets under the skin of the mainstream, lamestream media. New Yorker magazine reported that the White House press corps is upset that the pecking order has been changed in the press conferences. That's right, folks. It has been, and for the better. The president and Sean Spicer are calling on conservative news organizations, not necessarily those that are in the Beltway or in New York City. He's calling on the people from flyover country. Imagine. How dare he include people from flyover country? Well, too bad, Lame Street Media. Too bad. Folks, that's all I got. This is Oris the Old Guy. And listen, before I sign off here, I'm going to tell you, I sent a tweet out to Loretta Lynch, and I think you should too, telling her how despicable that was that she called for blood in the streets. It's shameful. A former Attorney General of the United States calling for blood in the streets. Horrible. This is Oris the Old Guy from www.oldguytalk.com signing off. Remember, create a kick-ass life.